Major so prophet na passion what to say.
Onyame ahyira me ho ye din sɛ Yesu mogya no.
Yedayamiase.
Na anopa bibia bɔkɔ.
Nyame adom bibia bɔkɔ yedayamiase.
Ma ne abusiafo makonta ne me wɔ faase no obi ayɛ cool.
Obia ho ye na BWS well celebrations are ye day. Mama, happy birthday to Madam Diana, and we ask for more of God's blessings, more of God's favor, and that He will continue to cover you with His blood and protect you and guide you through all things. And my client's back on so your friend Auntie Grace, and also Aiden birthday and Mano, a happy birthday, and we ask for God to open her doors of opportunities and for God to extend her territories into Nyame enhyira mu nyinaa.
Me ba cho mo betwa cake ana.
I for you there, you betwa cake into now aba.
Me ba cho me pon so ma me huta ma cake ni betwa na me de me life aho.
You betwa na area around 3 p.m. into Udebra.
Hey, lawyer, we ye bad papa. Hey, we ye law 4423 ni ye kwako picking kwala no. And a betwa cake net so won pesa me ba. Ayeka. Lawyer anope yenko atiefo aye ready 8 you.
Pacho you. Nyame enhyira mu nyinaa sɛ ɛnda day mutumi adwane dwumadi your viewers are more sharing with Facebook ni YouTube ni social media platforms ɛne nkurɔfoɔ mo etie yɛn wɔ Rainbow Radio so mekyia mu nyinaa mehope sɛ Nyame adom mu nyinaa mo ho yɛ sɛnya de bia yɛyɛ no we give a few updates and then in terms of your topic no na yɛdi nkɔmmɔ afa topic I did say nkɔfɔ ebehia. In regards to updates, I think say a lot of people are still thinking say to me nkɔfɔ mo ebusiafo say ye EU nationals na because 30th June deadline na pa ho no dream say ebusiafo no a ebi omo Ghana na say amanone no ntumi nkɔfɔ mo emba entisa into EUSS family permit is still opened. Into 30th June deadline had nothing to do with our EUSS family permits. Into we EU ni na opesa kofa weyere uknu oba o mame o papa o nana pacho obetumi akofa sankrofo we abeka ho into EUSS family permits eda so eye adwuma yentwemu 30th June deadline no na enka no nti se opese okofa webuseni every Ghana na sa omanone a ekwan da homa wo se obetumi akofa omo aba in regards to
Sister Pat,
EU family permit applications and that is that for that. And in terms of EU settlement scheme, into last month, me can say they've now provided reasonable grounds. The and conformity to me, IE application no in the UK, whilst that 30th of June deadline no upon no. Into say we EU ni uti krum ha, we EU ebusini a uti krum ha, and now say we EU derivative rights person into obi a primary carer of akwala oko school and answer what education system nim and now crampo say what retaining rights went to me any application no by the 30th of June 2021 deadline into open say application no because when who say who be of course you are open to show the NCR went to me and for application no and before the deadline. And I think na maybe also last time said well be at least say medical condition and I say some sort of vulnerability na to me any application and I say now we are kola and I say care home and now Crampo say you believe that you are somebody who they should give compassionate, should I say, grounds to, because now unim say application no be you are not made aware if you no and yet profo kasa no enye wo first language into now share the name say sa we are EUSS applications are yaka ho asem abohu de rules and o kan ho bi into you can fall into one of the categories that ama say if for any reason no ujidi say you have reasonable grounds the answer went to me and for application nantuma, then of course you can make the application from now. Also, they haven't given any specific deadline into the application no from the crampona over to me I know online into your online application over to me I and I'm call a passport and answer only ID card no so or more paper application forms no and I'm for now more derivative rights not there or more online application no when or more paper applications no online or over to me a year and as always to me are completely in terms of almost EUSS leave to remain and I say indefinite leave to remain applications. And of course, yeah, hope to say as many people as possible who now knows that to me IS applications and also at the betum. So that is that in regards to our EUSS applications. And still now, I think the government no more conformable into almost that's so concessions and almost visit visas are almost into me and go back into almost says that we visit visa now we visit visa no able from now up to the 30th of September you can still ask for assurance and answer over to me ebisa for an extended time up to the 30th of September and say over to me I email it almost CIH assurance team at homeoffice.gov.uk in regards to assurance now on mama and I think that as many people as possible who are looking to extend on leave in terms of me ABA or family members or UK Chrome ha and answer almost switch it to a work permit visa and now almost switch it to a student visa no those people can still do so within this time into so reason the NCR to me and call back to Chrome now free now and they're over to me Ebisa assurance team no for an extension up to the 30th of September 2021 and of course say unya hona ubetumi I extend will leave in terms of work permit visa and as a student visa and as a family leave to remain there, then of course you can go ahead and make the application whilst you are still in the UK. And see, that is just a few updates I may say to your name in terms of your program and a pay. Pachote.
Update no ehu twa yiye papa nyame inshiraw na mesrɛ sɛ nka mobetumi a increase volume no kakra ɛwɔ wo side ho ama me a na atimi akɔ kama pa na afi yabu atum na afi wodi latest news no ɛde abrɛyɛ na yabu telephone line no atum na amanfo atimi abisa ensem ba komienu nyame inshiraw.
Okay, so in terms of your main topic and na me per se yɛhwɛ idea your friend on home and occupation rights into ABA we are for and now crampo say one obinete mwawomba monsheda enye our baby bia ebi mo ho a ebi on my engagement your fear our no be almost say engagement into on my engagement and almost say omone omomba and one reason or the other, for whatever reason it is, no, when term and shada and you fine into muntumi and na into your FRBP occupation rights under your family law act, no, say muntem especially in regards to nkofua omoye our for say muntem etete na for one reason or the other ebia papa no na ye adwuma nti fie no motoye no ode ne din kwa na ede to efie no so nti wo a wo ye maame na wo hwe nkwala no maybe wo ankasa no wo din enda so bi nti wo share that who say we get any contributions or anything of that sort towards if you na mutim no. And sometimes it can happen say because unim and as I share that who the reasons or the whole purchase of that property now mutim you haven't really paid attention to it. But muntem attitude there, then it means say in Kolano so say somehow, some way, somehow no. Onya bibi ema omo, because it's important for them to also have a place to live. And when it comes to occupation rights now, the law favors those that are married, I guess, more than Nkofo, because when you look at our family law acts, no, in terms of the occupation rights that are available, no, say if a kunu and I say a year no, and yenidin and a so they are usually in Brano Bema who say she can also occupy a fieno, regardless of whether Nidin was so another she contributed to the purchase of the house. In Brano Man who say or also able to me at feel because of the fact that she is a married person to whoever owns the home and as whoever has beneficial interest in the home. Into that in a way gives married couples that confidence that say bibi crampo si na omudin and that would be at least omone enkola no ebenya baby atna, which is also a good thing. And in terms of ebia ekunu anase area nidin enda efie no so a ebia ohwe say na ebeye dan na metumi enya sa right ne say metumi atna fie ho no bi. Usually no so we application to the courts into fill a claim form no to the courts for them to be able to make sure say at least we claim now we'll make it say ebia ukunu will fear and one nkola and na muti fie honom bi unim say ukunu no in edwuma no or the sika fie nso wona wahwe nkola no watena fie san for if it's for the past 10 years to look after the children, what's not if for the past 10 years? Oh, now we're sharing Colano, Adriana, Mubedino, one out to and Colano, Sheno, one out bia, Emma, into most of the things that we know, a wuna will make sure say if you know it runs well because wuna a bar, what's not feel. Into of course, once you are filling in the claim form, you're going to add your particulars of claim and then the chair said with statements that will mark us who say say in a situation it's into when we application into the court so that at least wait to me atna if you honor regardless of whether muntem atite and I say papa no catch say so fifi ho. In terms of making that application to the court no at least so we application no na what the particulars of claim no so eka ho ema court no e say na situation it here ebia wodin no ka ho nti you are both joint tenants to the property na motoye nti wo pese court no ema us right no say obetumi atna ho at least until nkola no eyin na omwetumi aye diamo peso. And now, Crampo said, wooden and property no cry and see, say as much as possible, no. Because of the fact that you've sacrificed 10 years of your life to look after the kids and you've contributed to the home, you've done all that you can to be able to make sure, say, the home is run well, or befia, or the trips, the chuma bibia, when I'll make sure say bibia ever kosuye. It's because of all these things that you have done, no. Cotton and share say also was that beneficial interest to a fiena mutimna na. And I can say only any beneficial interest whatsoever, maybe one fasika crampo and contributed to the mortgage and I say deposits now, more they told I know. but you just want the courts to be able to make you stay in the house until until such time as in Konano, so the court will have the view of all of these things, and of course, more considerations are consider in terms of when an application to occupy a house is put through. And so, of course, say, oh, kase wona washren kolano, wona waye bibia in terms of if you know, say you will repairs and answer bibia, say you will fear na. When I contributed to all of those repairs and I said decorations and I said changes, never feel Ebia won't share that any decorations, won't share that any repairs with you. But Ebane say, so bibi to a diner, Ebia for month to month, say, we are part time and Juma be na opese. Mouth no in your break into we say, oh, wonderful, meaning say mortgage near say, into my percent contribute to say towards the mortgage every month, and I say once in a while, no, say BBC na unsumi into ya, me percent be. And now come say, walk quampono, answer na mobeto dino, udu sika kakrebi ekahona, mutia deposits no in terms of the mortgage and see. Per se, at least court no eshe and also eka. If there is anything of that sort, you will have to make all of this available to the court. Here will be a friend resulting trust. Say, ABA, or say, oh, interest, ever feeling, ABA one shedder and far deposits, and answer one far. Sikabia anka mortgage no and answer one for Divia anka deposits na murutia amadino. But because of the fact say munya more agreement say if anything should happen no if you know mumie no dia nti BBC biara na unim say wone wukru and answer wone weyere no if you know mo dia na what would the two dream say sana etie into BBC Biana, Umienu, Efieno. No. Of course, if there is something like that, there will be some sort of agreement, and I say it will be made verbally or in writing. Into usually it's a whole of fiena, more conveyance, and I say, well, lawyer, or tongue. Dino amount now, of course, who solicit some more active for you, no. Of course, you will speak to them and let them know say na etie ebia meyere no on shada any sika you the better than, but the two of us will want to own it as joint tenants. We be also ever. And then of course, if it's not owned as joint tenants now, person who hold a dino as tenants in common. It's a she will have like 15% share of a dino. And see, say that 15% no if anything should happen. So there's things like that as well. But say bibi any hosadia na bibi to say constructive trust and say urbano ebia one sheda anka say nekunu anase nipa corner auto dino and financial so say momienu and a dino eyomodia. But in terms of the fact say she's made those sacrifices and she's been able to contribute towards the home and look after the children over the years. And no, is an informal agreement, but because of the fact that she has made all those sacrifices, which were substantial to them being in the home and also having that home, because if she didn't do those things, papa no so, nejuma no so, then it becomes an issue in terms of, for instance, paying the mortgage. Instead, if for one reason or the other, Papa Nenijumano, it requires him to be always at the office for a certain period of time, and so on to me, Enshe Kolano, on to me, Enshe Fie Yama. Then, of course, it is the woman who is contributing towards all of these things, and it is, of course, her who has to make sure that Bibia ever goes to live with Senya, Papa no so, Inyama bi Sano, Hano. Then she has also contributed substantially to efie na mutim because without her support, no, wo papa no nso untumi enye edwuma o de betua edan ka ne enkeka ho no. Based on case laws, if you have such constructive trust there, then it means that as much as possible, no, court who say, mama also she has made certain sacrifices for you to be able to make those payments towards mortgage na answer towards the home. And also sano will beneficial interest in a few na mutim. Of course, court no ever share more intentions and answer senya mo can say mo be no. Say ɛwɔ hɔ sɛ mo mmienu na mo nim sɛ efie no ɛbɛyɛ mo dia no matter what dia. Very difficult to find out what intentions are, but mostly from our actions, no, court no would be able to determine say, we have intentions no way say. Mama no only say if you know your modiano. Na oh yes, I am away no because only say if you know dear, a mummy no dear, into the BCB na mummy no na if you know a modia. And then they also look at what you did into say. For instance, no, mama no, or make sure, say, for instance, papa no, for one reason or the other, if for certain periods of time he wasn't able to pay the mortgage, and our savings kakrebi wahona, one kisa contributions to the mortgage because papa no Adrian sent for some period and she was supporting in terms of monthly payments for the mortgage. And now Crampo said there were works to be done in the house. And see, on one casa, and who say your paintings, and I say, yes, sign your no kitchen, and I say, yes, some bathroom. And so on one casa, home wire, and other years, in your way, I will feel honor. Then, of course, the court will also consider these things as well. And I say, it could be that as much as possible, no, because maybe you are Mawari, no, lasted, let's say, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, into the sacrifice of leaving your job. But because unim say a jumano, and said then he had to say with family ninti, ujai with jumano, edaho, emma. Wankasa wotena fie ehwe nkola no bibia sɛ woyɛ as oba a waware nti court no so ɛbɛhwɛ saa nyɛma no because of course sɛ wadwuma no yɛ paa na wogyae a that means that there was a strong intention as I said wankasa no wodidi sɛ efie no ɛyɛ mu mmienu bia nti na wogyae wadwuma a wode tena fie a wohwɛ nkola na wode yɛ bibia sɛ woyɛ bia ɛhwɛ fie no. And of course, if those things are there, the court will also consider all those things and see whether it is substantial enough to be able to say because of our contributions now will make it towards the home community. Say was our beneficial interest, and I say was our right to occupy the home. Say for one reason or the other, we are can I say or you are in a cohabitation into you are not necessarily somebody who is married into area for one reason or the other, no together, and for one reason or the other, no more relationship, no muntem atite into muntumi entna ebium. There is something called Section 17 of the Married Women's Act. Almost say you could still make an application to the court if, for instance, my engagements now muntem atite for at least 3 years now. You can make an application to the court to say muntem atite unsheda enye ne yere but na my engagements say mobile warene enkeka hono into court no so ensure no na at least omo right now or the na if you honor until such time as Abia and Colano so being or share Tolata. Tolata is a short form of our Trust of Land and Appointment of Trustees Act. and also sano say onye our for na ebia for one reason or the other multiple na womba na at least person court no share the fact say na mo share that ente but mo person court who say as much as possible no ebia won san nipa no mo to dan no ebomu ana krampon say wo ama saa nipa na ne din ɛda no so ehu sɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ mortgage payments nti from time to time no wankasa no ebia wo din ɛnda so but wayɛ mortgage payments in terms of efie na mutim no nti ɛsɛ court no etumi hwɛ ɛno nso na at least ɔmotumi ɛma wo saa kwan ne sɛ wobɛtumi atena efie hɔ nom bi. Of course, the court will have to be able to look at the fact that which is one of the aspects that they look at, and see if there are children involved under the age of 18 now, for one reason or the other, no, what they say within title deeds and as a mortgage deeds, no so. And now Crampo say, oh, say, within no, and that's all, but why contributions towards the mortgage for, let's say, a number of years, the court will have to assess contributions no, to mortgage, no, senior or canon, and if you have a beneficial interest in say, either say court no, ever say among ton line or na amunfa will sika emma na unfa enshe enkolano, and now Crampo say, over to me, I say, do you know what? Because you who say more joint tenant and answer would ding and a papa ding edda if you know so, in say as much as possible no. Continue with the mortgage payments because wow snada no the mortgage one so that's so it's your mortgage no court no and shada into me say area because papa no A50 honum area ne juma no ye better sen with the nti ono na ontua omo be says that wow person with na vie honum bi no ubetumi etua mortgage payments na omo say omo eje which is the bank. And then, of course, in terms of the conduct and intentions, the married couple, and I said those that are not married, no more intentions, no courts no measure really not to say if there is that intention, they say mummy no munim say if you know NC, so we didn't end that title deed so cramp no unim cramp say oh yeah contributions towards the mortgage that munim say no dia NC. Would ye wadrim say wumi no efie no no nti bibia oh yes our contributions because unim said debi no mo ye ama mo ho ene nkola no. Of course the court will also assess all of these things to be able to find out whether ampa sana mo de to ho say mo be ya ana say dia maame no a contribute and say papa na contribute towards efie no sa into so then of course they will have to look at how best they can allow Nkolano to also have a place to stay and then also have the mortgage paid off whilst living at the property. Say omo ewo sa rights ni say omo betumi atena fie honom dia usually say omo din end that title deeds no so there is a way to also register more beneficial interest into ABR or and title deeds to the property into some register or interest, which is the fact that court napping say they have an interest and I said they have a beneficial interest to the land. Into usually there's a form and some filling to the land registry. Or register or interest no on staff form no I think say a form HR1 it's all register on interest no now more land registry who say more beneficial interest to staff property no until nothing can be done in terms of selling the property and now say remortgaging the property without their consent into say almost consent no every month say bibana ebia ekunu say nkola no yin nti say ye ton fie no na ye koye separate ways and then of course without her consent and answer without a no sell the property, and I said they will not be able to remortgage of the parties. But the mortgage, that's so then of course the mortgage overtakes any interest that mama and I said papa no because when to me into a dine card and the mortgage for no say some two betu because I say we make sure say why repayments in terms of the mortgage na home. One of the things that I also wanted to point out is the fact that say Oyereno, for one reason or the other, is not able to find work to pay for the mortgage, and I said to be able to look for a place for the children, then it will be better say property no omobeton na at least say omoma hokwan say somuton then it means say their mama no share no so if let's say mama no you who say on to me and ye juma into your mortgage no and then they share let's say 25% of the total mortgage into say a ton down now so 25% of the mortgage say £125 mortgage and that 25,000 no ever call mama no to be able to rent a place and ask for a place over to me asking within Colano. So that's also another option if, for instance, no mama no ends me ends your mortgage no na over to me anya baby atna ashen Colano. And of course, this is aside from the normal duties that a father should play in the children's life. And say financial orders and you're totally different from home rights and I say occupation rights are make home as and because papa na be an child maintenance and there's also financial orders in terms of ancillary relief into say papa no tua bibi towards nkwala dia and no separate them from we. But in regards to our home rights and I say occupation rights say there's a marriage breakdown and I say we partners and muti na bibi to say separation then of course these are some of the things that we can obviously be made aware of. Senya at least nkolana motive so even ya baby atnana wetumi ahwe ye. Into prophets, this is just something brief. When you say a time in our call, it makes me it is also with me be a film like now in phone, so it be some questions.
Dabi, me pacho, me me phone lines no. Me na wose me bisa me questions first.
Pacho.
Now, lawyer, enche e be phone lines na tie for ha e Rainbow Radio International. Sonia, Jumadi no kono no. And lawyer abobon sim bi so. Na me de mebisa question back up because me say bia eno no obi how. Me say awadi jai wo hoi say eba especially ye abibifuom. Eba na the bitterness aba. Edi yaw aba. Ena wo say ye betimi atena edan ba akumi. Efie ba akumi ye betimi atena fie ba akum. Wo mra obi mfa bibi nkogu obi nsuom. Obi mfa bibi nkogu obi aduanim. Eno no emra bi bata ho.
Okay, in terms of the occupation rights in America, who are seven. So, Evan said, Nipa Baku to have free honoma, court never must order no. It's a Nipa Baku to free hono. It's said Nipa Baku to then it means says Anipano or Sikana over to me, Edia rent and answer over to me, Edia share no. It's court no would usually say, Ebia, Mamma Ocean Colano, as on and it's nephew because on Ocean Colano, and I'm Colano so here, baby, as a mother. In Sarah rights no dear, say, as a mamma, cotton de ma, omo de bemano. It means say, a cuno, and I said, Papana, Oyan Colano, Papano, or to 50 honum, dear, and dear, and so on, no, and to a 50 honum, now at least, Osha baby are all to me. It's not necessarily saying say no and some would say under the same roof because of course there is no way that I would say if you are living apart and there is no should I say amicable relationship there, you should keep going on and say definitely, you know, one person will have to leave the house and the court will give that order as to who should stay in the house.
Now, Lawyer Eunice say ekoba say ye mienu nyina ene wo see stay in the house. Law bi wo say bikafra mewu me yem kekame a metimi blame the other party.
It is of course because most people live in the same house and they are still separated. It's a share your normal divorce.
I know you're before you be before.
Before
Sir.
Yeah, because me divorce cases before so they go through that.
Hey, yeah. Lawyer Eunice, asema okay, odi ejino me ba jino. Anopai Lawyer Eunice di asemfo fra betum. Anopai the case 442 asema ba papa prophet ni law ni ene de atofo na niema akoka kama. Me pa cho ubetimi aba line so 0208 1334646 0208 1334646 and I say 0208 1331134. Makachiro say BWF solicitors enye enkratasem nko a ene edi mu akotene ba bia wo de mmara befa bia yenie awa tu ene anopai lawyer amaye update e de afa enkratasem ho say EU afrim say EU imfrimu o pese wo di obi ba bra 4th floor of Anna House oba ye de obetena se ni akyerɛkyerɛ kwanya obetumi e de enipa no ayeden aba na anopai Lawyer Eunice enkoti emransem emreya osi yeja wade kura still you wait here na wade yeja ye de atwede yeja ye de abuse yeja niema ye de yeja wade enye easy but emra ho lawyer si yeja na say oyemu kika kura wintimi nkoblemu ni pa no mi wunsu amintimi nkoblemu ni pa no lawyer asemwe di anod.
Because Prophet Osha, most of the time, in cases where, for instance, abusive partners, only baby until you are just in the same house with the same person. But you are living apart in terms of baby amobeda, in terms of you don't do those things anymore. But you are still living in the same house because uni sikana or the back rent a dime amawo any nkolano and answer uni sika or the basha wangasa over to me a compare dime trampama. There are situations like that, and of course, and yet abofumpa it before so come regardless of skin color, the same issues follow through in any kind of relationship over to me and finding yourself in. It is a Montema to take crampona, for instance, in Banity say only baby call because Abia Mujuma no Muyano, only shed and chicken say, we get to be at least only.
Say, Krumha lawyer, a man who's cow.
In Babosika, make us and Banisika.
Krumha man who's car. Oh, the benefit, Nina. Oh, there be a gift, is robust from.
Make us in terms of conform to benefits. So, on the benefits, usually no, Abian, Jumana, or Yeno, a year, a Juma, Casabia, and Nisikana, Ordino, and Shedda, and Dorso. There's no way out over to me if you feel honor, Akopedine, she will stay under that same roof with Star Nipano to be able to look after the children. But on to me and Yamoshi because of Nkola and now Crampo say, oh, share, Obia, let's say, on Crampo, Yejuma, when you're Sikanibi. Oh, share Nkolana, of course, Nkolano, Omudidi, Nkolata, Diano, and Yechi. Inyama uwetoma Nkolana na say inyama esa utiaka for Nkolano almost school uniform crampo share no bua o say trips on be call inyama esa oyama omo nina enda form nti so who share sikana who spend on Colano Crampona. You are saying to yourself, and the Mamma me here na at least say to me, Bob, I'm who can crank, not me to me, I am who baby. But say, oh, the benefits there, and they are different as them cry because of course. One share in Colana, one na, one access it to carry say, and so of course that will come into play. But only on just benefits and answer only sika over to me, I can say, oh, where your savings and away your baby to me, I rely on it. Mamma 250 when I'm in payment diner, me pese, meaning Colano, Evertina. There are so many people in this situation. Day in, day out, profit. We see so many people who are in this situation. Almost me into free baby on work because they don't have financial capacity. Say, to me, any baby. Be some any benefits crampona. Of course, a yedding, scanna yedding ma crampono say, a won't quane in colana, and so a yedding. It's not that easy. But it's more to do with Nkofo Abia, Omakasa Omato Omodan, and as the Omku at Omodan, not necessarily for Nkofo, let's say, Omo air rent dino.
You, oh yeah, me pacho, and then the Okafasim Cassia for Papa Naba, medication back bebro, my be telephone line at me pacho, over to me about line or so, Abia, and ne, as soon as yet can, and yet no any found, and the open say. Who exploit question in every other ways. Na lawyer at me ayuano. You know bet me diaba. Ebi a one warrior, what the bay would be a bayan cratasem, would be a bayasasiasem, name your question me no be a lawyer. And sana, my jai crack. Now so do you to me. See how fra, make me a foul. Now once would win some abre lawyer. A year 0208-133-4646. More Facebook no so no fa into sumame 0208-133-4646. Na lawyer me pa chewo say say minimum si entimatete na yeti efie baakum na menya banchidua menya koko en masun koko abai me tetefo no omofre ne jolly tetefo no omofre ne jolly endi se mensa koto jolly bi so a metimi di me jolly aba fie ho wo mra me yire na me ne eja yeti fie baako ah no ho mpopo onti jealous onkopa bibi kitchen ni ehia aha ni ehia ebe ye okay
Prophet desire we esio esipa I says near who come answer esipa because of course say nipa chrono empese obefifi honum bibi
lawyer me pa cho ma me mere gina ho mami eh na adie ya wayi mu de ya yi na woni ni tifie pa okodware ano de taw abonum no asheda shemi ni yibi no de nenam lawyer me pa cho me ma wachi e mo wakwa ba
hello so pacho me jo na person me bisa question kakra lawyer question kakra
me pa cho bisa lawyer wonti no ho
okay lawyer me question is here when I say my wife me and fear me saying na me really you na I can say that every you na mo ye plea settlement no me no na me yere ni ye na me sa aka me dia na me yere no apply me dia na mo pisa event evidence ni ade na ni sanya nkan ye and me bisa say no ya fan say o yere na sa plea settlement and this settlement ni ade no o wata kan wuti na sa wo yere ni sa an kan dia na sa ni sen nyan kan dia o me ni panana say me other partner no affect me na say no other way we be am to me from the
there be affect because what to meet requirements of course so what to make sure say we are spouse of an EU national which is marriage certificate say we are EU now what to me actually say one EU partner no what's not from her for 5 years and I say what's not from her for less than 5 years then of course we meet requirements need to know what them are into we are no because they are asking for further evidence doesn't mean say be refusing the application. If you an NI number not the shame no, to me who from the NI records ne say why juma for a 5-year period. Into ABA because who from the records ninti, to me man a settlement. But ABA to me actually said or that's it to her within the last 6 months. Into so also make sure any form of document, bank statement, to say utility bill, council tax. Now at least someone who said, okay, within the last 6 months, what's not come into to me, I'm on a pre-settled there. I'm a pre-settled. They are always asking for evidence because they want to give you the best possible chance of getting a settled status and as a pre-settled status. Into say, 5 years evidence, so what's not from her dear, and they submitted 5 years evidence, so what's not from her. Because moving from NI records. And now say only 5 years evidence, or just less than 5 years. And they've sent you only recent 6 months evidence, say what's not from her. Then they will give you pre-settled status. Into them asking for evidence is a way of them showing you say they want to grant it. Into either say almost say what's not have for 5 years and I said what's not have for 5 years, but at least over to me I provided evidence for the last 6 months. Now almost it to me I'm out pre-settled status.
Oh, okay. Matimi that's a lawyer I think. It is also you may not affecting and I said
affecting.
But you, Martin, that's a lawyer, a answer. Nothing come on your cashier. Bye bye.
Yeah, that's it. Lawyer see the amount with them, Konako celebrity. Who can celebrate your frame? Na me no celebrate. Why?
Mate no so na me no eligibility.
Onya me enshira papa. Bye. And pay eno medical account chiro no say BWF solicitors. Enye enkrata asem nko an yedi hu nkomo. Ene de abowura awade empapa mu. Ye papa mu a lawyer say ukunya jolebia. No we nyantimi nchirichiri mu wiye. But you better ho. Number is 0208 133 4646. And that's 0208 133 1134. And I bow rasto. Not only lawyer Eunice Emedi and Como. Lawyer, Sanya Mecano. Mrabain. And a bit me abataye atichiri. Nama ye quine say. Obey meninejai. And see it if ye bacum. Ye jay ye tradition to mom blue ayetari. That's to say, Miss Minyabanki, Minye Kuku and Masuku aba. Enti makonya jolly, betimi di mi jolly ba fie. Mi jolly timi be dey ana mami. Mi jolly timi dey ta utwa na city. Abeyase.
It's of course na make I say it's how your way is see. Into na almost occupation rights no. Into say unim pan say enya dia obetumi atena ho na. Na why application to the court say ope say court no ema nkwan say obetena fie ho. Na nimpa na o say ebia efie no Dean was so be into also snaffy honum be there. Then of course, court no be say so mamma no e won kola na e so snaffy ho and the who didn't that be no say if you want to fifty honum now call and say one ankasa wo dan and I say okope one ankasa wo fear say wutnim because there's no way mamma no so over to me it will fifty honum whereas onkola no so e wo ho. In that sense, no, the Papa no yes, I had there. Then it's better say no every application to the courts for her to be able to occupy.
Hey, Lawyer Eunice, ayaka this thing. Now our dear yes, young waribim. Na me nyaba nchidua. Say ebeye the same thing say. Oba no so betimi anya bi. Na ode aba. Wonya jolly no ode aba. And as me so anya jolly. Na me dia aba.
Wo fe na wakofo bi. Hey.
That is how we yiri bi say ye jai wo de gina ho me ba me pacho me mawachi e ma wakọ asem ye hia me papa because ya nsem mi say sisi na afeni ye be kan software be kasa sani ye no ntoso nyina sa ene ye de be fa mere kwan so me pacho me mawachi e ma wakọ aba.
Hello, Pacho, good morning.
Me pacho me mawachi o.
Yeah.
Mo Lawyer 8 you.
Pacho, Lawyer Eunice, Pacho, you can be a question, Kaka.
Potokodo.
Me uncle na in carton, mammy. Na the man I don't saka indefinite, no. And in because mention me address issue and I say me trunk a me passport now me address issue one and the
Well, when you print, what then? We hope that I'm not the movie.
Oh, Yamanado, me.
Yeah, that I'm say. In the Sawunsa indefinite now, of course, it means that a settled person will UK her. There will be no reason for you to continue to depend on one uncle. And to say, on a more uncle, no dona. Onsa can EUSS settled status and under indefinite leave to remain that. Of course, you can remain in the country indefinitely. There is no restrictions to who live not in say pede to now echo baby fufra ebe to me to echo baby. It is not strictly dependent on who uncle. It's able to me to if in her.
Oh, okay. The important is most of my preference because Vivian will grow and
HMRC.
Not housing contract like
yeah. Yeah, into Etsua, then you can call them and then make them aware that Etsu into one new address me and all of your particulars me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's it. I'm sure.
Also, that's it. I'm sure.
Okay. Bye.
Yes, so yeah, that was a sister was three or don't was cerebrofum. Shana sister one as of mammy lawyer and easy cry. Sister Onyami Inshira. Lawyer Eunice, let me say, as someone maybe say, ABCCO.
Oh, yeah.
Money in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And he embrace it may teachersa and I say, ye giant, many unity feebacco. Yati and Wasi. Meant to mean coffee. Once won't mean coffee in your
When it comes to, in some say, and usually it happens a lot in our community. So we'll say, which I already know, dear, and there was my cockapel be. How many number if you want to be? Of course, say it's in this idea, then it means that obviously, first of all, no, I would say, Papa no, or yaka de, because you clearly know, say, or ye any colano, et if you want be, and our pet will be from Abafi. I'm sorry, but first of all, morally, no, it's not right for you to do that. And then secondly, in terms of if there is any form of domestic abuse, for instance, now will be like I said, because of the there's no way I almost to me at na fear with Yamana or Yeno. Of course, say no ena if you know then of course she can go ahead and apply to the courts for that occupation rights, to be able to remain in the house. So if you are more rented, then it will be better say at least as much as possible, or apply to the court for an occupation order, and then non-molestation order. Most of the time, in abusive relationships, it's because of nipakono dia omode for instance, ombano ontumin nephew because of the fact that papa no ema nisikabia on train kolano. It is constant verbal abuse. Most of the time, not just the verbal abuse, the financial abuse, the emotional abuse. Into person application into the court for a non-molestation order, and I say an occupation order. Senya one kasano onin kolano ebetumi atina fiho. That's mostly for one reason or the other. If you know any more there, but almost renting. But in terms of the rent, so of course, say, mama no, ensure that any juma na ye kase say papa no and it's rent na he will go on and pay the rent. Occupation orders not there; they don't last very long. To say the occupation rights under a Family Law Act. Occupation order court now let's say non-molestation order and answer occupation order. usually it will last for like 12 months. After that 12 months, no, Sunday panel, I sign, I would snap you on view. And I say, so, what me access to benefits, and it will be better, say, over to me, it's 250 honum, na, wakunya, baby for because I or no, na, or that's so HCR rent now, or yeah, be dear, then it's better, say, as much as possible, no, over making sure, so way to 50 because ABI, if you're not more rent, no, and that on no quantity more until you want somewhere safe for One Kolano. So in terms of getting an order from the court there, over to me, ABI. But because AFI am more renting, it will not last for a very long time. Yeah.
Lawyer, where do you say what come a man about a man also to me the meme about no so on my catching Kolani say, your uncle, your uncle, your uncle. Your uncle. Near boys in yeah, man, need abuse one. No man, 0208 1334646. Woshema, your Tamuna song, I was said Eddie Madini about we and indeed a last scholar. Naturally said Eddie Madino up we. Member Lawyer Eunice quite nowadays. Telephone number, address, and be at the tutuba. We are me ponkra, namin soap, my sisu, at the amount. But maybe, Babino, Minute Lawyer Eunice. Because a man being so ever merry man back. Now, Oma catcher and Kolane say, this is your uncle. This is your uncle. Now, I pay uncle or Koshedema Wumpie because say living room ho ayetight. And you know, a dynabia or banishimuno, now uncle Akushim. Say TV near you, ball near you, boxing near you. Let's say a uncle and Abba. Now, lawyer. And no, and your father's abuse. Okay, Matty. And I pay Obaline as well. Lawyer Eunice, and you'll be in Como 0208 133 4646. Lawyer Eunice, you have address any information, you know, entry that Nianco.
Patrio. In PWS solicitors, you were landing, you were 4th floor of Anna House, 214 to 218, Tottenham High Road. Into 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, London, 7 Sisters. Postcode near N154NP. Into N154NP. And your telephone number so 0208 493 7340. Into 0208 493 7340. As much as possible, no, say me advisable in terms of whichever area, and yet immigration in quantity and your prophet I can a bit to me I family disputes, a bit to me I get uncola and saying I'm with me. It's child arrangement orders. A bit to me, I the American Wasem and the Crampo say, yeah, over to me, Atna, if you want to be. It's say, or other civil litigation matters will be they will count to me, and where and now say employment issues, and now say social issues, baby, I would know, council for no enshada into me and ye. Yeah, and age and so, of course, the offices, no, you'll be here from Monday to Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. every Monday to Friday.
Now, Lawyer Eunice, say me free outside and neighbor Saturday in Shishay at the same.
And since the open afternoon, Saturday appointment now for one reason or the other on to me and you're fine during the week. And there's also office now, yes, share, yes, schedule, now you to me book you for a Saturday appointment. It's the end of the self-care office now, person book a Saturday appointment there. Now, yeah, shishano, sa amount.
Yo, at your for and pay Yane Lawyer Eunice from BWF Solicitors. And I had to sit at the drink and come and then come lawyer the buy and my for question back. And Tano na afi yenko yenim yenfa question back and Tano afi yenko yenim Elshe ombre na 38 minutes past 10 enka emra so kure wo se yebu ye ketem ye ko enso mamenfa we emeshim na afi yentu anamono kura. Anyway, say enne lawyer abedi awade ho sem enkomo in case odono eduru ba bia oso odo sa na ato adapa twene bam ne de odono ba wi ya lawyer say me ne obetimi atena fie ba hye no nso nkofo obi ma ne nka nkyere me say uncle ba de ne me senior uncle me so me hodeda me senior uncle me hodeda me ba lawyer say minimum say EU asemi ba yi aja enipa bi ayemhihie aja ebinum adwendwene aja ebinum ohaw papa na sesei no minimum say 30th no eba anya bitwam sesei eden ye expect me de no menya frankotu mu na me frankotu mu nso a eden na betumi eden na besi yemfa no rane up.
Yeah, and see your uncle for visa, of course. Say undergo maybe to say domestic abuse, yeah, can once me now going to me for application no antum by the 30th of June deadline now. Yeah, can once there. Then of course, Home Office for no ama a lot of reasonable grounds in conformity to me age now, so I can say because of saying now meant to me any application no by the 30th of June deadline. But to see at the Mensaka Vivia SMD application and see because of domestic abuse now me feel meant to me any application no, but to see at the means to me any application no into ABA na nipakono on to me and file documents that's one of the examples that Home Office no I say to one more guidance nim so documents na as all the year application no to me and found out into now to me any application now. Then of course, so over to me I provided even letter from a view or a sorry leader and I said Obia only mopa which shows that this is what you were going through. And so there was no way over to me application no. And when you are living in a house with children in Kola, children also go and say these things at school. And some of the time, if the school catches on to it, they will speak to you. They will speak to you and try and find out how best to also help you. And most of the time, also they also involve social services in terms of in Yamabise. And so if you can provide any sort of evidence, whether from Kolano School or from Asori Penny and from any source that shows that this is what was going on in the for one reason or the other, no went to me and your application now. You can provide that as evidence. And then of course, so we can say, oh yeah, spouse of EA national there, so to me say, oh yeah, spouse and pa na also what's na krum her for either a continuous period of 5 years and I say for less than 5 years. Over to me, I provide them with any proof of address and say, over to me, I bill, over to me, I council tax, over to me, I bank statements. The Uye Juma, over to me, I included with P60s, with pay slips, anything that would be able to show say what's not a chrome her for a continuous period of 5 years and now say a continuous period of less than 5 years. And we'll be here that documentation we need now to be able to obviously give you either pre-settled and I say settled status. It's the applications no are still opened. And even for Nkofa, they were not so aware. Into now nim crampo say someone here be your friend of EU settlement scheme application. Say it's a of course you should be able to say na unim you were alerted when you traveled and you came back and you were asked at the airport, say, why you visa? And I said, we're doing for no, if Efra visa will say, why you visa? Those are forms of evidence that you can also raise to say, maybe I'm dreaming for no sending me letter into now move visa me say, my yes, I EU settlement scheme. Into no, not raising alarm, no, mama say, send me application, maybe. Into some of way in nano. can still go ahead and put in the application for pre-settled status and as a settled status to continue to remain in the in the UK, because of course, so when to me and we do mano everbo over so high down so everbo in the I am away now everbo dear na at least wait to me EU settlement scheme application.
Yo, lawyer, yeda wasi, me gidi se die, emere no, babi a ode akopim no. Na me ma wo ate ase se BWF solicitors. Ena ene anopai ye ne omo adi enkomo. Na yeja omkwan krakra na me ka kire wo se, ubetumi adi BWF solicitors achi. Ewo 4th floor Anna House, 4th floor Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, 7 Sisters, London N15 4NP. Create one for P back one come. London N15 4NP. Your telephone number 0208 4937 340 0208 94937 340. Emergency number ubetumi afre 077 127 61884 077 127 61884. Ena Lawyer Eunice number ankasa wo frɛ na we ye direct me ba chew. Lawyer Eunice wawari free in one friend 1 o'clock 2 o'clock 3 o'clock 12 o'clock. Lawyer me pa chew 10 boy would be move phone na
Pacho Debbie.
10 boy would do
Debbie, so over to me and send it. Oh, in send the messages. See, that's yeah.
But Freddie or Fra a penalty. Marty, Lawyer Eunice on 075 35 81 3910. Lawyer Eunice 075 35 81 3910. Na echrese odem ose ubetimi asani message ewo WhatsApp ewo bibia ewo Instagram or Snapchat bibia also. Ebacho Fre Lawyer Richard ewo 079 50 20 1500. Lawyer Richard 079 60 20 1500. That is 500. And Lawyer Francis 079 46 77 2439 079 46 77 2439. Mema Lawyer Eunice eja ne kasa itwatum na afi atiefo ya kram krakra yeko. Lawyer Eunice chi atiefo ne yenkwe.
That's a very prophet. I mean, and share for time or day am I in there. In terms of your main topic now, I know that a lot of people may be thinking about these issues and say more nim obia or kotu adebi say and I say one kasa what's it but person over radio. So now open further advice in terms of their with me definitely like I said, contact again na into me and wow na into me entry kwanya over to me afaso. Saying prophet edikan akano in some degree ekoso one for a relationship and it's not easy to come out to say it, but when you say nkofo bebre eko sa nyama wimu it say bibi how and I said bibi chwe na what you did say over to me I benefited from further advisor and do not feel in any way limited into patrol free na into me and wow prophet I mean encounter na that's in there to me and share you.
Lawyer Eunice medasi that's in there me no besensia and net me hwese na wachichire hwima easy me chia Lawyer Richard me chia birthday for ni nyina so ye bom paya mo onyame enhiro mo obi a waboa amadwuma no akoso bia no onyame enhiro mo pepepepepe nyame yadoma ye bekasa lawyer bye bye
bye.
Highly spiritual. Times have changed. social distancing.
BWF Solicitors is a leading and an award-winning solicitor situated in London. Our expertise in family and matrimonial law encompasses divorce, separation, children matters, family breakdown, and financial orders. We focus on all aspects of immigration law. Our areas of expertise extends to visas for individuals and businesses. These include spouses, students, visitors, EU applications, investors, and more. We also undertake appeals and judicial reviews of negative decisions. We hold Law Society Quality Mark in immigration law. Our family law solicitors are dedicated to finding the most effective and pain-free resolution for our clients through the provision of sensitive, effective, and affordable legal advice. We are also Ghanaian law specialists and have advised many local authorities and other solicitors on aspects of Ghanaian law. We have also advised businesses looking to relocate to Ghana. Our senior partner is dual qualified as a barrister at law in Ghana and solicitor to the Superior Court of England and Wales. Client satisfaction is our #1 priority. This shows in the number of positive reviews we have received from our clients. BWF Solicitors, your preferred community lawyers.